Hi guys, I'm Karen Rice and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be demonstrating a painting in watercolour of a London scene. This is my materials here. I've got my Craig Young watercolour palette with lots of different colours squeezed in, a Sable brush size 10, a synthetic brush size 6, a palette knife, tissues, spray bottle, Waterpot, and some watercolour paper. The paper I'm using is 300 grams and a rough surface. So just to get started, here's my reference photo. It's a photo I took in July in the summer of 2019, a review of St Paul's from one of the London bridges. So I'm just going to get started now by drawing the picture. I'm using an HB pencil. I've actually speeded this up because it's taken me a little bit of time to draw, but it's just basically what I'm doing is drawing lots of rectangles and sort of shapes like that. The cityscapes are pretty much that. They're rectangles, etc. And with the arches for the bridge. The only tricky thing here is St Paul's, and I've been drawing and painting for years, and painting anything with a symmetrical arches or any ellipses or anything like that are tricky. So bear with. There's lots of different ways of doing it. I've just done it in a quick sketch here, but if I was doing it a little bit more full on, I'd sort of divide the dome in half and try to mirror each side. So that's a good technique or a good tip to share with you. But here I've just sort of sketched away. So I'm just wetting the paper here. I'm using just a big old sort of cheapy brush, nice big brush just to wet the paper. Mixing up some blue here. It's a little bit of, it's a mixture of different blues actually. This palette has got so many different sort of colours squeezed in. I will be showing you later the colours, the main colours I have used, but I'm just sort of mixing away and some of the colours for the sky. This is a little bit of lavender, and I will put all the materials I've used in the description below, so you know, don't worry if you sort of have, I will put all the details below, so don't worry. I'm using a little bit of yellow ochre. Sorry you can't see the mixing at the top of the screen here, but it's just a little wash. All these puddles that I'm mixing are all quite dilute, so putting it on a wet and wet sky, I always start off with the yellow first and try to avoid putting any blue near the yellow. This is yellow ochre because it might turn green. So I'm just putting it over the buildings, over the bridge, a little bit in the sky nearer to the horizon, trying to sort of copy the photograph which I've left there. So just going to put on the blue now. It's quite nice. It's quite a nice sort of deepish colour. And leaving some gaps for the clouds. That's quite a nice thing to do in watercolour, wet in wet. The trick is to try to get your paint about the same consistency as the water you have on the paper. I've just deepened the colour there because it was a little bit pale at the top. And I'm adding the lavender with a touch of pink there. Oops, didn't mean to do that. That's a bit of a mistake there, but I've actually put some deeper lavender in there with the pink to try and get rid of that. That was a bit of blue. I think I picked up a bit of blue on my brush. So I'm just getting, remember the reference photo there, all those lovely clouds on the horizon, because I think it was about 6 o'clock when I took that photograph, 6 o'clock in the evening that is. It was a beautiful evening. Just putting that same colour on the bridge to give that grey colour. Now this is damp into damp paint, so I've actually mixed thicker paint to apply to the watercolour paper, and damp into damp means that you get stronger, thicker clouds there, that the paint doesn't spread as much. Now if you've been watching any of my other YouTube videos, you see I'm absolutely obsessed with using the like plastic credit card cut up, not your current one that is, but cut up and then applying paint with it. So the paint's actually quite neat. And this instance, I'm actually putting on the buildings using a variety of different colours, blues, pinks, browns, etc., to get those lovely greys of the building. And I'm putting it in, I suppose you could call this damp into damp still, so you can see that the paint's not running too much. Now these are some of the colours I'm using. They're M. Graham watercolours. I have actually got other watercolours as well, but as you can see I've got a variety of greys and blues, violets and golds, etc. So I'm absolutely love these at the moment because they stay semi-moist. So when I go into my palette, I can pick off stuff with the the plastic card as well, so it's quite useful for that. But I do love the other colours, Winsor and Newton, Daniel Smith, etc. This is a close-up now of the scene. So as you can see how the card leaves texture behind. And obviously all the time with watercolour, things are moving, they're spreading, especially when, you know, obviously the paper is wet. So you don't know quite what you're going to get. So always be prepared for things to change, but to go with the change and enjoy the whole creative process, not to have a fixed thing in your mind, because watercolour doesn't always do what you want it to do. So when you sort of doing something, it looks perfect, and then next minute it's all gone different. So just be open to changes. But I'm just putting on this paint quite thick. You can see I've got a lot of black and brown in there just to get the sort of the tonal value and the texture in the bridges, you know, on the buildings, etc. I'm using the edge of the card here to show a thin line, which for the detail, I mean, it's perfect, the card. You can lay on sort of paint, sort of quite thick, sort of with the buildings, thick shapes, but also use very fine, thin lines. So it's quite exciting. And the other thing, as you can see, there's lots of different colours there. You know, you're picking up the different colours from the palette and applying them. So you're getting all these, you know, sort of different colour mixes, which is very exciting. So, and lots of texture. So I'm getting on some darker tones here, and there's a lot of ultramarine in there as well, as you can see, just to get those, you know, there's some light on the buildings, but there's obviously lots of shadows as well. So with watercolour, you're always building up light to dark. So here I'm sort of building up all those darks, getting them on, the shadows on the side of the buildings, etc. Just putting on the detail now, the edge of the card to show the sort of texture on the buildings, the windows, which is quite useful. And I'm putting in some cranes. London, I've got so many cranes at the moment. There's so much building going on all the time. So, you know, or just, you know, refurbing and doing up old buildings, etc. But putting in a little bit more dark now underneath the arches of the bridges. Just popping those in there. Now there are some trees on the right hand side, so I'm just putting in a sort of ochre colour and then a very dark sort of Prussian blue. Damp into damp. The paint is quite thick and creamy as well, and there's some trees just by the bridge there as well, just above the bridge. I put a layer of sort of a greyish sort of pink and blue here, but to be quite honest, I didn't really like it. I put it on, but as I was filming and I looked at it afterwards, I wasn't really sure about it. I think the tone is just a little bit too strong, but I remedy this in a minute by spraying a little bit, so not to worry there. There's always ways of sort of sorting things out. Watercolour isn't permanent. You can sort of change things. Now this is the tricky bit, St. Paul's. So I'm putting in the windows, etc., all the sort of columns. But when you're doing something circular at the top there, it is tricky with a straight card. It probably would have been easier using a brush. But I like to challenge myself. I like to kind of have a go and see if it works, to experiment. So the top there of the dome was tricky with the card. So I'm actually turning it around now just to try and get the detail and try and get that sort of round circular bit there. To some degree of success, but you know, it's just worth a try. What I do love about this though is the texture here. I'm putting on the shading now on the right hand side of the St. Paul's there, just having that light hitting the left. It's lovely. Putting a few more sort of watery washes here, sort of tones. Now here comes the spray, and actually there was a lot of dark there on the underside of the arch there, so I'm getting rid of a little bit of that, as you can see, just toning down this bridge now. But I do love the spray because you get lovely textures and things like that, and creates lots of light. As you can see now, it's settled down a bit, so I'm just adding a few more final touches now, putting in some more cranes and things. I mean, they're actually quite beautiful on the London skyline, especially when you're painting them. Maybe not so much to look at, but when you're painting, it just kind of finishes off the painting nicely. So just adding a few more marks on these buildings on the right here. I should have stuck my painting down. As you can see, it's been moving a bit, so I was so keen here, I just sort of cracked on and just started painting. So this is the finished painting here. It's a close-up. I'm really pleased with it on the whole. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments section below. But thank you again for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for updates of my latest videos. Happy painting. Bye for now.